So normally, like we Christians say, you don't light a candle and put it under a bushel. So this is a good platform for me to put me and my work out there.
Hello, good morning and welcome to NewsX. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125 across all our social media handles. We're JoyNews on TV. Coming up within the next 60 minutes, Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR to face Parliament's Appointments Committee to substantiate corruption allegations he made on social media.
Therefore, direct the clerk of the committee to invite Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR to appear before the committee tomorrow.
We're live in Parliament when that starts, and also coming up, hundreds at risk of cholera due to water crisis in Cape Coast Municipality. We'll hear from the Central Regional Health Directorate. Also coming up, nominations are open for the 2025 JoyNews Impact Makers Award. We'll tell you how you can be a part of it. My name is Faustina Safo. It's a good time to take a seat and please be my guest. Thanks for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Well, Parliament's Appointments Committee is this morning set to interrogate social activist Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR on allegations he made on social media that the committee has been demanding money from ministerial nominees in exchange for their approval. Well, Chairman of the Appointments Committee, Bernard Ahiafo, dismissed the allegations on Tuesday, stating that neither he nor members of the committee had engaged in such practices.
This morning, instead of starting vetting at least by 10 o'clock, we recall into a conclave to deliberate on this issue. We need to stop certain attitude. So therefore, I, Bernard Ahiafo, First Deputy Speaker of Ghana's Parliament, and the Chairman of the Vetting Committee, wants to place it on record that myself and the committee members do not demand money from any nominee before vetting and approval. I will therefore direct the clerk of the committee to invite Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR to appear before the committee tomorrow at 10 before noon to provide evidence of Bernard Ahiafo, the chairman of the vetting committee, or any member of the vetting committee, to back his claim that we demand money from the nominees before vetting and approval. Clerk of the committee I so direct. When he failed, then we can invoke the powers of the committee under Article 103 and our own standing order 134. I so direct.
Well, we'll be live in Parliament when that sitting starts, but let's engage some of our guests this morning on your thoughts about this whole corruption allegations made by activist Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR and how it indeed dents the image of Parliament. Now, joining me now live is Alhaji Yunusa Hussaini. He's former ranking member on Parliament's Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee in Parliament. Thank you so much for your time here on NewsX. I also have Edem Senanu. He is an anti-corruption campaigner, also member of the African Union Advisory Board on Corruption. I also have with me Clement Akolo. He is Communications Director for Parliamentary Network Africa. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time here on NewsX. I'll start with Yunusa Hussaini. Let's go back in the annals of history. Is this the first time that Parliament is being accused of taking bribes to approve individuals who go through the Appointments Committee?
The simple answer is no. And firstly, let me wish you Happy New Year. This is the first time I'm speaking to you this year, 2025.
Indeed, Happy New Year.
And Senanu and my other colleague, I greet them good morning. This is not the first time. You remember the famous case of Boatia Jaku? Even had the opportunity to speak to you, to speak on your network, in which I said that it appeared to me that the Parliament had something to hide because the stories were inconsistent. Yaraga was the Mohamed Yaraga, presently the majority leader was the person who blew the alarm, and then Muntaka was at the center of the controversy, and so this is not the first time.
And this is worrying, isn't it? Because it's not the first time allegations of corruption have come up, especially when it comes to the dealings of the appointment committee members.
Yes, it's worrying. It's worrying because we have public servants elected into office to ensure that the benefits of a democracy reaches all of us. And if there are allegations of corruption at the committee level, it erodes the legitimacy of the process and also the confidence that people of Ghana have reposed in the appointments committee to do what is right and ensure that we get people who are fit for purpose.
Some have argued
under the Constitution to take up those ministerial positions.
Some have argued that this issue ought to have been referred to the Privileges Committee and not the Appointments Committee. What's your thoughts on that?
So this is preparatory. I mean, so that's why the chairman of the vetting committee said that if he fails to prove those allegations, they will invoke some provisions of the standing orders of Parliament and the powers of the committee. And so I think that this is preparatory. If anybody makes a clear allegation against the Committee of Parliament, which committee feels and believes that the allegation will reduce the sanctity and aura of the committee in the face of, right-thinking men of society, the committee is minded to take steps to ensure that the authority is not diminished in the eyes of the public and that they are not discredited. They are not a discredited body and do not lower Parliament in the estimation of right-thinking men of society. And so I think that these are preparatory steps, and as we will be watching closely what happens in Parliament, we want to see what evidence Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR has on the allegation that members of the majority of the vetting committee demand monies before they subject nominees to vetting. We want to see it and analyze the evidence.
To restore public trust in the vetting committee, what do you feel ought to be done?
Well, there are many things that ought to be done. First of all, this is the 9th Parliament, so we have seen 9 vetting committees or appointments committees in the 4th Republic. this appointment committee or vetting committee appears to be quite remarkably different from the earlier vetting committee. The questions lack relevance. Sometimes quality of those questions in question. The needless time wasted of the members of the vetting committee also have come out for concern. And so I think that they need to review the process and ensure that their questions, the line of questioning will be relevant so that Ghanaians can be carried along. Because sometimes you fail to see what the line of questioning is seeking to achieve, or is it just a political circus? I mean, you don't get it. I mean, and the relevant quality of those questions have come up, and so I think that they need to, and that's why I've always said, and I've said it on your network before, that it appears to me that if the Parliament is minded to look at Article 78.1 carefully and think that the qualifying phrase prior approval of Parliament regulates both nominees who are members of Parliament and nominees who are not members of Parliament, then there's a need to come out with guidelines on how the vetting should be done, especially when you are vetting members of Parliament, because the highest standard for qualification to be a minister is to be qualified to be a member of Parliament. Eligibility for a member of Parliament is provided in the Constitution. So if a person appears before Parliament and is not a member of Parliament, in my view, the Appointments Committee will want to establish whether or not that person is qualified to be a member of Parliament. So vetting must be in terms of the eligibility criteria provided in the Constitution. If the member of Parliament appears before the Parliament, you want to see whether that fellow has the moral turpitude, the character, and disposition to be a minister, because he is otherwise qualified to be a minister. So what do you want to establish? Is you want to see what is it, whether he has the quality and character to be a minister of state, because he's already qualified to be a member of Parliament. So, but we are not seeing that clearly coming out of the president.
Well, Inusafu said you stay with me. I'll come back to get your thoughts on this whole back and forth between MFA Counsel and Frank Anodompe shortly. But let me bring in Edem Senanu. He's a member of the African Union Advisory Board on Corruption. He's also an anti-corruption campaigner. You've seen Oliver's posts on social media. Does it in any way dent the image of Parliament?
Well, yeah, it potentially feeds into the narrative that has been ongoing for a while. And I'm glad Parliament has taken the very firm decision to haul him before them. There's a sense in which I think it's a bit irresponsible for comments like that. I doubt that it's credible to suggest that the entire committee is receiving sums of money before it is discharging its responsibilities. At best, or let's say at worst, maybe a person or two. Even that, I'm not quite sure whether he has that evidence. So it's going to be very interesting listening to him. And I think, yes, this is the right thing to do, to upfront challenge whoever comes up with such kind of statements that we hold you to the strictest proof. Otherwise, you face the full rigors of the law.
This is not the first time that members of the Appointment Committee has been accused of taking bribe, and by extension, Parliament. What can be done to improve transparency and also restore trust in the public institution, Parliament itself?
I think that the action that has been envisaged in this particular instance is what should be done over and over again. Every single allegation, whoever is alleging, and it's whether it's online, offline, wherever you are, should be compelled to provide the evidence. And that's the only way that Parliament will be able to make sure that any such allegations are discredited. You remember recently when we had the issue of the businessman, at the end of the day, key witnesses were not willing to give information when the OSP wanted to move the case further. And that's the kind of thing that does not help it further injures the credibility of Parliament. So if any of them are aware of such actions as well, they should be willing to go the full mile and give evidence where it is required, such that the law enforcement agencies can hold accountable any individuals who have acted in manners that do not promote the public good.
Many argue that this issue ought to have been referred to the Privileges Committee and not the Appointments Committee. Your thoughts?
I don't know. I think that I don't know whether the committees of the new Parliament have been set up. I don't know whether the Privileges Committee is already set up. I guess if it were already in existence, that would have been the straightforward thing. I think it is where we stand in terms of the trajectory of Parliament at the moment, where they have reached. So that's why this referral was done. And in any case, it does involve the Appointments Committee, because that's the committee that has been alleged. So let's see how Parliament will move the process forward.
Let me bring in my other guest to just get his thoughts on some of the key issues that are happening. Clement Akolo, thank you so much for your time here on NewsDesk. He's Communications Director for Parliamentary Network Africa. I just want to get your thoughts on all that is happening. We know that Barker will be appearing before the Appointments Committee today. His comments, does it indeed dent the image of Parliament?
Thank you very much. I think that by all means, his comment actually does a great disservice to Parliament, the entire Parliament, not just the committee, because just to put something out there like that to feed into the already bad name that Parliament has been associated with over the years. And we know that some of these things are perceptions. People have a very bad perception of public offices, especially involving members of Parliament. And knowing that in the past, there has been such allegations in the past, albeit not proven, is still in the minds of people. So anytime something like this come up, it goes to kind of affirm the particular situation. And if we don't take care, we will be destroying the particular institution that holds this democracy together. And we know that Parliament, democracy revolves around Parliament. And if we don't take care and we dance that particular image, we'll be doing a great disservice to ourselves as a nation.
I'm just going through the recent Afrobarometer report, and it ranked Parliament as the third most corrupt institution in Ghana. How do you propose that we can restore confidence in the parliamentary system?
I think that some of these actions that are being taken, immediately such allegations are made. We expect the Parliament as an institution that has now extended its hands to accommodate a lot more people, engaging a lot more of the civilians or the citizenry in what they do, should immediately and quickly act upon such allegations, just like has been done now. We now know that we used to have only public affairs departments. Now we have public engagement, we have media relations and the like. So we expect that the lenses of Parliament will be on each of these structures of society, so that when such allegations are made, immediately some action is taken. And this particular action by the committee, I think that is one that is laudable. The person who has made the allegation should be prepared to come and feed the whole public with the evidence that he has. If the evidence is one that can hold water, we will all join in and call for the heads of those people who have done it. Sometimes too, we make a mistake when one or two people have done something, we put it together and put it on the whole committee or even on the whole Parliament, which is not good for our democracy going forward.
Now on your screens now are live visuals from Parliament's Appointment Committee. Bernard Ahiafo has taken his seat and we'll be crossing over there live shortly. But as we wrap up the conversation, I want to get the thoughts of all three of you, both Clement, Edem and Inusa Feseni. Now, the issue that has come up between Frank Anodompre and MFA is one that is sparking a lot of conversation on social media. And I would like to get your thoughts on it. Many have argued that Parliament cannot be used as a bullying pulpit to, command respect. And so I want to get your thoughts on this, but then just stay with me. Let me take you to Parliament shortly. We'll be right back.
Honorable members, the second one was, so all the monies the ministry appointees are being asked to pay to the appointment committee just to get approved, are those ones not affected by oral? These allegations has come to the notice of the appointment committee. Based on the direction to the clerk has accordingly invited the said Osajifo Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR. If he is before us, may I humbly invite him to take the seat and speak to the committee on oath. Please take the seat. Let me place on record that constitutionally he is entitled to lawyers of his own choice. Honourable members, I am reliably informed that he is in the custody of the marshals, so they are bringing him.
Oath of a witness. I,
Mause Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
shall
be the truth,
the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help me God.
Mr. BARKER-VORMAWOR, you are welcome.
Thank you, Chair.
Our attention has been drawn to some posts in the social media. I will ask the clerk of the committee to give it to you to take a look at it. Before then, is there any legal representation? Please, for the record, you may please announce yourself.
Yes.
And if you are here in company of any other.
Ask permission to stand or to sit. To be in person.
Honorable member, please take a seat.
Dana Atudaze for with me Victor Kojoga Adawuda. Mr. Chasa Siedu, Dr. Jamal Tongzua, Kojo Bosom Pra Mensa, Selikan Donko for the witness.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The purpose of inviting the witness has already been stated, and you listened to it very clearly. We are in the process of giving him the said posts for him to identify first and tell the committee whether they are emanating from him.
Mr. Speaker, Chairman, Dada Chulazi leading, were instructed rather late in the day, yesterday, because apparently this document itself, or the process was served on the 28th, that's yesterday. We had wanted to state our case in writing for the records, but it looks like the urgency of the matter requires that we make some response immediately. Mr. Chairman, it is obvious, Honorable Chairman, it is obvious that the witness at the bar has been called in to explain or to produce evidence with regard to two statements allegedly posted on social media. Two of them, the first one is found in the first paragraph of the invitation letter. The second is in the second paragraph of the invitation letter. As I said, we would have loved to have responded formally for the records. But owing to the fact that this is a very busy committee, would make some remarks and hope to bring this matter to a close, depending upon the decision of this honorable committee. But we want to draw our attention to the fact that at the bar here, next to me is Mr. Vormawor, an organizer of Democracy Hub and a strong supporter of the democratic process. He served some time in police cells, in prisons, and generally, we believe that he's a valiant warrior for democracy. Please. Now, we'll go straight to the second, particularly to the second statement allegedly posted by him, and clearly state that that statement is fake. He never wrote that statement. He never uttered that statement. He never posted that statement. That statement says, with your permission, that NDC members on the vetting committee take money from Mahama's ministerial nominees before approving them. The deputy speaker must submit himself to oral. This is not from Mr. BARKER-VORMAWOR. And that's where we end that on our side. It's fake. Some preliminary investigation has shown that this statement appeared on, do you have it? Well, I'm just quoting, what is it? Yeah. There's a document, there's a post that has a title, without being partisan, just quoting, it's a MPP Projects Bureau. If we can forward where the post appears. That's we have to search before we got there. I'm not saying that that's any partisan with any partisan interest, but just where, factually, where it appeared. So we would not want to speak to that. As I said, it's not us. The second one pertains to the matters in the first paragraph. It says, so, the Speaker, with your permission, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointments committee just to get approved are those ones not affected by oral strange republic. The chairman, we want to say that, yes, this is a post from Mr. Vormawor, which he put up on his Facebook, formerly Twitter, Facebook and X, formerly Twitter account. Now, the point about that statement, we'll just briefly state, is that it was not directed at the appointments committee in any way. It was completely not directed at the appointments committee. It was only intended to expose certain matters and material that had come to his notice. Allegedly that some people are apparently on the back of the appointment committee doing other acts which may not enhance.
Honorable Counsel, from the statement,
yes,
did he use the word allegedly?
No, on the proper, simple, direct reading. It says, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointments committee. Our point is, who is asking them to pay the money to the appointments committee? Certainly he's not saying that the appointments committee, no. He said some people are doing that, just to get approved. Are they not the ones affected by oral? No, I would want to say immediately that, one, it was never his intention to make statements disparaging the appointment committee. One. Two, that the statement that we see is clearly, can be seen as a double meaning or interpretation, depending upon who reads it, but certainly not a matter attacking the appointments committee at all. Indeed, if it's anything at all to go by, it is a statement of a whistleblower saying that some things are happening. And we have passed the Whistleblowers Act in this country, encouraging people to say what they see and to tell what they hear. This is our country. This is our laws from this part. So I just don't want to go far, but just to say that with respect, the request for Mr. Vormawor to produce the...
But, Leonard Counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
I always say that when a procedure is set down for a right to be exercised, you follow the procedure in exercising the right.
Yeah.
The remedy available for the whistleblowers,
yes,
or the rights given to the whistleblowers, is clearly by law.
Yes.
Is it through a social media post?
Well, no, not necessarily. But the point is, he's a citizen, and he has an obligation to expose, what he sees. Just to be just an observer. So what he's seen, I think that under the general rubric of citizenship, he is expected to put it out. It's a liberty to put it out and to advocate that that practice should stop. In which circumstances I would think that a person who comes forward to say that the Honorable Appointments Committee, their honorable job is being affected by some other person, third parties, it should be commended. Under the Whistleblowers Act, he probably will need some compensation for services rendered, really. But without making it sound like on a serious matter, we're saying that this statement here and the way it's been put out, as though he intended to vilify this honorable committee, is certainly very far away from what he intended the post to be. And that the post was only intended to expose some misconduct by other third parties affecting the work of the committee. Yeah. So with all due respect, you only have to be to hold a public office to understand that this is a normal practice by people to take advantage of people in public office. As you doing your job, and then other persons are probably, riding on the back. But we are not here to contend this particular issue. This paragraph, as I said, was written by Vormawor, and he admits it. It's unfortunate that it's being subject to a second interpretation or misunderstanding of what is written. And as a supporter of democracy, he's really willing and prepared to, one, apologize for this misunderstanding here, and also to withdraw the post. And this is really why we are here. As I said, the second post is completely fake. And this honorable committee is entitled to investigate that one. But we will fight that one tooth and nail anywhere we face. The second one, we apologize if there's a misunderstanding or it's sending the wrong vibes down this appointments committee. Clearly, it was...
Leonard Counsel, I have a difficulty
Yes.
using the word misunderstanding. I said so because the words are very clear and unambiguous. I'm making reference to the one that he is admitting as the author. It says, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointment committee just to get approved are those ones not affected by ORA. So it means there is some evidence that the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay money to the appointment committee. This is an emphatic statement.
Yes.
So let's deal with this. Then we can come to the statement that he's denying not being the author. We really want to get to the root of the matter.
Yes. Mr. Chairman.
Because this is being cyclical. Every vetting cycle, allegations are made against members of the appointment committee. And they make these wild allegations and get away with it. Learned Counsel, we may not always be members of this particular committee, because those who were members of the committee in the previous parliament, some are not members here. But what is it? That every appointment committee is being tagged with bribery and corruption. We need to get to the root of the matter. I am reliably informed that the author of the statement is a lawyer. And the hallmark of lawyers, we don't make sweepy statements. We normally talk based on the facts. That is why we have invited him before the committee to just discharge the honorable responsibility of producing the evidence to substantiate the allegation. Learned Counsel, if he's here with an apology, then all the statements that you have given, for me, is not a sign of remorse, as you are saying.
Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, it's unfortunate my intervention would appear to be undermining the honorable, thoughts for which we appear here today. Mr. Vormer, as I've indicated, said he made he did that post essentially for a purpose. That purpose, as I indicate, would appear to be read in another view. It is in this that he openly apologizes for that statement, but it is to put it in context, Mr. Chairman. That is why I explained the background, that basically he says that it's unfortunate that that interpretation is that which has preceded him, and it is for this that he wants to pray that he be given opportunity to withdraw and to apologize profusely for the statement that is being reproduced here. That's what it is.
Well, I may want to take few remarks from the committee members, and then we'll decide on the way forward, starting from the minority chief whip, Honorable Anwadom.
Okay, Chairman, thank you for recognizing me, and welcome our suspect and all the counsel and a senior counsel who I know quite well. I know I'll have my turn to ask a few questions, but this is just a clarification, specifically based on the presentation, Counsel, you made. Let me first of all say that the post has put this house and this institution we've gone through a lot of pain. Would you mind to clarify on record that previously said that you associate yourself and you are proud of the first post? The second post is not coming from your client. Is that what you said? This is just the first question I want to ask you. And then you also said that you sought out to expose certain happenings. These are my initial observations. As a very respected counsel, and I know you, a very respected counsel, and you had earlier prefixed your statement saying that it was to expose certain happenings.
Yes.
With the benefit of hindsight and the furore of complaints coming from civil society, media, and all that, would you say that what your client did is something you are proud of?
Well, Well, for me, with all due respect, Mr. Chairman, Parliament is all that we have in this country, and we must all protect and do everything to protect the image and standing of Parliament. I have personally participated in various acts to, show up, to create and show up Parliament. So I'm grateful for your comments, but I just want to indicate that. But as counsel, I'm here as counsel. I counsel you for my client, but definitely I think that I would have erred on the side of caution, not to make public posts like that. As a general rule, I don't know much of the difference between Facebook and Twitter and other things, because it can be easily distorted. Yes, my client says that he did not author the second post. In absolute terms, that's what he says. Those are my instructions. And we have the text, it can be produced to see where it appeared from. Absolutely. It would appear as though the second text is the way it is couched, is that has fueled the anger, if you may permit me, the anger and irritation of not only this honorable committee, but also the general public. Because that second post is tasteless. It's not right. So this is what I would say. Yes, I wouldn't. But this is his position. Right? It's absolutely not his doing. It's not his act.
If you are done speaking.
So,
Mr. Chair,
let me finish. So, you are giving two statements.
Yes.
Which one do you refer to as the first one? And which one is the second one that he is admitting?
The first one is the one from the invitation letter, the first paragraph.
The first paragraph. If you read the invitation letter, the one that says, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointment committee just to get approval, and are those not the ones affected by aura? And I'm saying that yes, he admits posting it, but he said that it was intended for some other purpose.
Okay.
Then the second one.
Very well. So, may I find out from him whether the picture holding microphone to speak is his picture?
Yes, yes. That is his picture. But we, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I see your picture is also on there. I mean, I'm saying that the publishers or whoever posted that, it's not him. It's on the background of what is that?
It says Ghana Today, but it was posted.
It's a poster by an entity called Ghana Today. He doesn't publish Ghana Today, and it's not his act. This is Ghana Today. That's the point about it. And we've said that we had to do some back check before we found where Ghana or the publishers of Ghana Today are. So we are sorry. I mean, I think that this is what has caused so much grief.
But I am just seeking a clarification, yes, so that members of the committee will be clear regarding what he is admitting to have uttered.
Yes.
So the one with his picture, microphone, and my picture, he is not the author.
No. Mr. Chairman, he's absolutely clear about that one.
And that is what is dated 25th.
Yes.
Yes, 25th January.
Let me come to that.
It's dated 25th January.
So, is his attention drawn to it?
This one. Yes, our attention was to that. Mr. Chairman, our attention was drawn to this. And it took us a pretty long time before we could arrive at to find out this post. It comes on. Sorry. It comes on. As I said, I'm just stating facts here. It comes on a source which is entitled MPP Project Bureau. It's like a daily post they make on that particular document, publication. It's an MPP Project Bureau, if you do the scan. And it is on that for the day, the statement taken out is this, that somebody has said, BARKER-VORMAWOR has said NDC members take money. But we have to do some real background check. And we still want to continue with it to find out who are the actual publishers. And we will think that at the appropriate time, this may have to be investigated deeply. But definitely for today, we say that we apologize, first of all, for what we posted, which we said was intended for something else.
But did your client by chance know those responsible for MPP Project Bureau platform?
We need to hold them in.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, my client has received some information about who apparently would have been posting or preparing and publishing the MPP Projects Bureau. But I don't think that we want to go that far. But we've given you this committee, that's MPP Projects Bureau. Yes.
Learned Counsel.
Yes.
I'm towing that line.
Yes.
Because we want to really deal with the issue. Now, he is saying, I never uttered this.
Yes.
I got this from MPP Project Bureau.
Yes.
Now, his picture and my picture were used.
Yes.
And there was a statement thereon that he is saying that wasn't what he said.
So he didn't say it at all.
He didn't say that at all.
Yes.
Now, if my picture, his picture, is placed there, and there is a statement, and there is Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR drops bombshell, and he is not the author of it. we need to get to the root of it to clear our image, and whoever is responsible for this allegation should be brought to book. Now, I'll give the floor to other members and to state that it will be in our common interest to ensure that whoever is responsible for this is brought to book.
Mr. Chairman, just before, if I may respectfully just say that, it is clear from this that this is a report. This document or that statement is a report that's been set out by somebody. It's a reported speech.
There are two things. We are apologizing for the post, but what we are not responsible for the second one. That's all we are saying.
Yeah.
We are apologizing for the post.
Mr. Chairman, if I may just, we just want to declare that one.
Honourable members, order.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, so we.
Honourable members, order.
We want to make it clear that we are here respectfully to apologize for the post we made, but we are unable to apologize for the post we have not made.
Legal counsel, on that basis, I agree, we appropriately give him the floor to do the needful, but we need to be clear. And once we are clear, I'll open the floor for two comments, and then we'll get to a stage where he will be given the opportunity to apologize and pull down what he is taking responsibility for. And the committee will go further to deal with. Honorable Anodon, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Off your mic.
Please, can you off the mic, please, Counsel? Chairman, with your indulgence, I want to question the suspect, not his counsel. All my questions, I expect the suspect to answer, not the counsel. I want to lay that basis first. No, I want him to respond to the issues. No, I want him to answer my questions. He should answer my questions. Well, now, this is my first question. With greatest of respect. No, I want him to.
Honorable members, let's have some order. Honorable members, let's have some order. Honorable members.
Good.
Honorable members.
Me. I don't have issue there.
Order.
Okay.
Honorable members, order. Honorable members. Once the witness is here with a lawyer of his own choice, why would the Constitution guarantee that right? Which right I must preside over its violation? I'm unable.
Chairman, it's okay. I'll proceed.
Very well.
To ask my question. Counsel, may I have your attention? I have your attention. You had earlier said that one of the posts is not or was not put out by your client. Yes, it was not. You said that?
I've said that repeatedly, sir.
Good. So, when did you realize this? When did this come to your notice? Wait, we'll get to that.
Well, well,
I'm waiting.
Yes, I'm ready. I just wanted to know that you're ready. But it was the same day, with respect.
Good.
The same day, but after strenuous examination, investigation, you know, the social media world, so wide.
So your client,
yes.
How often, and I'm picking my words carefully.
Yes.
How often does your client go on social media?
Every day. Every day. This is a social animal. It's a social animal.
Chairman, respectfully, counsel is not under oath.
Is the lawyer who is on?
And secondly, Mr. Vormawor posted those issues on his account himself. So he's the right person to be answering those questions. Please.
Chairman, yes, you read.
I don't understand.
Chairman, if I have your permission,
Please.
Okay.
He didn't post it. It's the same thing. We'll get to the root of the matter. We'll get to the root of the matter.
You can get to the bottom of it.
Chairman, with respect. Chairman, with respect. I've been following the proceedings, proud to get in here. I believe that since the gentleman who posted the document in question is here and is taking oath, all questions, as my respected colleague Boama said, must be directed at him. Counsel's responsibility would have to be to guide him and then come in on point of law where he believes that there's an issue of point of law, or there's the testimony is going in a manner that he would have to intervene. Otherwise, I don't think that it is counsel who must be answering questions and the man is sitting somewhere. So, Chair, no, sure.
Counsel, I want to put it to your client that the post that he says or claims to admit to was posted on the 24th of January at 9:25 p.m.
Is that correct?
Is that correct?
Mr. Chairman, I've been instructed by my client to deny that statement.
He's on oath. Let him answer. Let him answer. He's on oath. It's okay. Allow him to answer.
No, with all due respect.
No, with the greatest respect, it is our position that let the man answer. Let him answer. Let him answer. Let him answer. Mr. Nanatu, please let him answer. Please let him answer. That is the direction from the chair. Let him answer, please. Please get him the mic to answer the next two questions. Counsel, with respect, unless you do not want to submit to the chair, please let your client answer the question.
With the greatest respect, can I have direction from the chair? Because the chair made a certain statement. Now this is the second one. It said that.
Yeah, but what we are saying is that kindly, with respect. So I'm saying that this is coming from the chair. That please kindly give the mic to your client to answer the questions. On any matter of point of law, you can come in. No. Yeah, but he has to there is a question. Wait. There's a question from
Learned Counsel.
Yeah.
Put your microphone off.
You should give it to them.
So I recognize intervention from Roxanne Nelson, Honorable.
Chairman, thank you very much.
I want to remind you, I had not exhausted.
Chairman, thank you very much. Chairman, this committee is the appointments committee, and our mandate is clearly captured under Order 217 from Sub-Rule 1 to about Sub-Rule 8 thereabout. Mr. Chairman, matters relating to contempt of Parliament and by the application of its standing orders, mutatis mutandis, to its committees and its members is well provided for under Article 122 of the Constitution. And Chairman, with your leave, let me read. An act or omission which obstructs or impedes Parliament in the performance of its functions, or which obstructs or impedes a member or officer of Parliament in the discharge of his duties, or affronts the dignity of Parliament, or which tends either directly or indirectly to produce that result, is contempt of Parliament. Mr. Chairman, the matters that we are presently confronted with are matters provided for under Article 122. And as a committee, we do not have the mandate. I believe that another committee of Parliament has the mandate to deal with the merits of this matter. We run the danger or the risk of being judges in our no court over this matter. So I believe that the appropriate procedure will be to make, upon the invitation of the possible contemnor and his lawyers, and having admitted to the statement or one of the statements in question, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, we would have made a referral to the appropriate committee of Parliament, which is the Committee on Privileges. Then we can proceed with our mandate, which is to vet. What we are doing, we are not vetting, with all due respect. And Mr. Chairman, there is nothing like a preliminary hearing in matters such as this. The committee, Chairman, please, may you rescue me? I'm being heckled. Chairman, my third point is that this committee itself has made a determination in pursuance of Order 40, Order 44, Order 32, Order 30, and Order 31 sub-rule H, that the contents that is the subject of this proceeding as we speak is already in contempt of court, of Parliament. So this matter must be disgorged and hived off to the Committee of Privileges. We are not mandated. We cannot. So the present exercise, however preliminary it is, for me, it's a journey to nowhere. We can't make that determination. Our mandate under 217, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, is to vet presidential nominees and other. Please, can you? Yes. So this is not the Privileges Committee, with all due respect, my honourable first deputy whip. So the appropriate thing in terms of, we are all people of procedure and rules. Let the committee that is mandated under our standing orders and in the Constitution be seized with this matter. They have jurisdiction to go into the merits of this matter. We can be invited as witnesses before that committee to bear witness either against him or in support of his case, whichever may be applicable. But as we speak, we are spending our precious hours to dealing with the matter that we don't have the mandate to deal with. So Chairman, yes, I made the point that we have power to invite. We have power to put it to him that his statement is contempt of Parliament and of his committee. To that extent, a referral will be made by this committee to the appropriate committee. Then when a report is prepared of that proceedings, then plenary itself will be seized with the matter and come out with whatever resolution will be made on the matter. So, Chairman, with all due respect, my prayer to you is that the questions that are being posed, the interrogations, the cross-examinations are all procedurally improper in the interim, they are all procedurally improper. And we are struggling whether the witness should answer the questions himself or the lawyer should answer the questions on behalf of the witness. It is all part of the problems we have generated, because this is not a court of law. This is a committee of parliament. And as a committee of parliament, the witness has the power or has the right to appear before the committee with a counsel of his choosing. And that being so, under Order 273(2), that being so, any question posed to him, the lawyer has the power to respond to the questions. The lawyer, that is why he appeared, the law permits him to appear with a lawyer. The law, please, can being so, any question posed to him, the lawyer has the power to respond to the questions. The lawyer, that is why he appeared, the law permits him to appear with a lawyer. The law, please, So, Mr. Chairman, yes, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, I think that the germane thing to do, the prudent thing to do, is to give this matter to the committee that it says with it. Then we can proceed with our mandate, which is to vet nominees who are supposed to appear before us. I thank you for the opportunity.
With respect, Mr. Chairman, just information. With respect, Mr. Chairman, just for information. No, on the
Learned Counsel, honorable members, let there be some order. Honorable members, we took a decision as a committee. He has exercised a right to a lawyer of his own choice. And if I listen to the words of the lawyer, there is a categorical denial of one of the statements not emanating from him. They admitted a statement emanating from him. The statement emanating from him, Oliver, BARKER-VORMAWOR, and the lawyer both agreed to render an apology to the committee.
The committee that Grossing says we don't have jurisdiction.
Honorable members, the meaning that I gathered from that is that whatever he has admitted to be his post, he doesn't have any evidence to substantiate it. That is why he wants the opportunity to apologize and withdraw the statement. So I believe strongly that we need to give him the opportunity and listen to the words of his apology. Then as a committee, we can pick it up from there. I so direct, with all due respect to the members of the district. So we want him to himself render the apology.
Chairman. Oh, sorry. Okay, so, Chairman, I heard your intro well. However, I insist, with greatest respect to you, that Mr. Vormawor should be allowed to speak himself. And the bases are not far-fetched. He is on oath. He is on oath, and it's not his counsel that is on oath. Mr. Vormawor, would you listen, please? My first question to you is, you have...
Honorable Whip, I invite members to make comments on the approach that they have adopted, but not question to him, because they are here to say that I am admitting this statement.
Fine.
The one that I am admitting, I agreed, I have heard. So we want to apologize.
Chairman.
So that is what emanated from the counsel.
Fine.
So from the lawyer,
Chairman.
I am drawing your attention to what the lawyer has said, and to the effect that if you have comment on what they are saying, that they have admitted this statement to be their own, they have heard. Therefore, give an opportunity to him personally to stand before the committee and render his apology and pull down the statement. That is what I am welcoming comment on.
So my comment will be this. First of all, I find it strange. I find it very strange that all of a sudden you want to make an apology. Well, this apology is coming on the back of our invitation to you. And I put it to you that if we had not invited you, you would not have come out to apologize through your counsel. That will be my introductory remarks. Now, I want you to also appreciate, Mr. VORMAWOR, I want you to appreciate, Mr. Chair, can I continue? When my colleague was speaking, we listened to him in silence. Yes, I want you to appreciate that this is an arm of government. Parliament is an arm of government. And you often go on social media to make all manner of comments. So at what point did you realize that a particular post was not attributable to you, and yet you stayed until you got an invitation from Parliament before you responded? Even after the invitation, you still went on and made further posts. Even after the invitation, you went on to make further posts.
Complete afterthought.
I am putting it to you that you have disrespected an arm of government. Your apology is an afterthought. You have no evidence of the allegation you threw to Parliament and the committee, and you are just on a frolic of your own, just to disrespect Parliament and thought that nobody was going to do anything to you. You should be bold. As bold as you were when you were putting out the statement, you should be bold to defend your statement today, not to come here and give us lame apology. Be bold and defend what you put out as a man. That is what you should be doing.
Well, honorable members, comment.
Yeah.
So I give the floor to Honorable Boma.
Chairman, this committee has the powers of a high court. Yes. And let me refer you to Article 1036, that a committee appointed under this article shall have the powers, rights, and privileges of the High Court. Kwame, I beg you. Rights, powers, and privileges of the High Court or a justice of the High Court at a trial for A, counsel, enforcing the attendance of witnesses and examining them on oath, affirmation, or otherwise, and B, compelling the production of documents, and C, issuing a commission or request to examine witnesses abroad. That is unrelated to this one. So my comment, Chairman, is that the admission made by Mr. VORMAWOR with regards to the post on 24th January 2025 at 9:25 p.m. And I quote, "So all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay into the appointments committee just to get approved are those ones not affected by oral ? Then the one that he's denying was also posted on the day after, 25th of January 2025, that NDC members on the vetting committee take money from Ahmed's ministerial nominees before approving them. The Deputy Speaker must submit himself to oral. Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR drops bombshell. He did not issue a disclaimer to that post to date. Chairman would say I shouldn't direct my question. He is before us denying the origins of this post, and this about Today is the 30th or 29th. 4 days after, he hasn't issued a disclaimer to this. He comes here to tell us that, oh, he doesn't know about it. Can this person be trusted?
Look at it, Kwame. Look at it.
Mr. Chairman, if indeed is the case that NDC members have taken monies from President Mohammed's appointees, let them defend it. If it's the case that you, Mr. Speaker, with all your reputation, and you chair the appointment, the Privileges Committee, you are being accused to the extent that if nominees appear before us, you put it to them. Ask them. Yesterday you asked Honorable Omanebuama, you asked Honorable Ajekum, you asked Honorable Kennedy whether they've spoken to you, whether you've taken monies from them, whether members of the committee have approached them for anything, and they denied. How fake and dishonest will be such a person who claims did not know the origins of this, and after over 96 hours couldn't have issued a disclaimer to what he purports or not to have known anything about, Mr. Chairman. It's very, very sad and disgraceful for some of us to even pretend not to know the origins of this and to go and cover him up. I'm surprised.
We issue disclaimers.
Mr. Chairman, it is an afterthought on the part of Mr. Vormawor, and he must be made to pay the price for his sins, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I had wanted to draw the Honorable to the invitation. It's a legal matter. A legal matter.
Learned friend, just hold it. Let me take the last comment from Habib. Please, 2 minutes. Be brief.
Right.
Be brief.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, mine is to just draw the attention of the suspect to the fact that and his counsel that the one he is denying the statement that the state subject
But, Mr. Chairman, I don't know whether I can intervene. I don't know whether my client is a suspect at this stage.
Subject.
I know
it's a subject, not a suspect.
I'm sorry.
You see, Chairman, if you look at what he has admitted to having been attributed to him, that so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointment committee just to get approval are those ones not affected by oral. The one he is denying is from a news agency, and it says Ghana Today, and the bottom they said Ghana's news. Media men and women are here, and the little journalism that I have also practiced. If you write something, because you wrote this on the 24th, they are reporting this on the 25th, and they are not to quote you. There is clearly no difference within the two. Let me clarify. I'll clarify the difference. I'll clarify that there's no difference. The first one says that, so all the monies the ministerial appointees underline, emphasized by me, are being asked to pay to the appointment committee. Appointment committee emphasized to get approval. The one he is denying, that NDC members on the appointment committee. Committee is comprised of both MPP and NDC. So if you single out, it's still the committee he's talking about. And then said money taken. And he said all money is paid to get approval. And he also said get approval. So when media men are reporting, you cannot say that this is not, you can say that this is not written on your website, like on your official Facebook page, but you cannot say or deny that this is not yours, because what you uttered on the 24th is what the media house have been able to write. And
Honorable Member, conclude.
Chairman, and to conclude on this, I don't know why the majority whip posted that way. And the Minister of Road, I think he still enjoys doing his web job. That it is about the committee. It's not about NDC MPP. If he denied this, now you are okay. But he should be bold to tell us that he is actually apologizing and withdrawing, and that what he said was wrong. Not only wrong, was not true. And he should be bold to tell us that it was not true, and said he will never do that again. So he should sin no more.
Thank you very much. I have listened to comments from both sides, but it is all coming back to what the lawyer is here to do on behalf of his client. Honorable members, even in court, when you are cited for contempt and a lawyer appears for a client with an apology, that my clients want the opportunity to apologize to the court, you don't go further asking questions apart from giving the opportunity for the apology to be rendered. So we are now at a stage where the floor must be given to Oliver Barker-VORMAWOR to apologize for what he takes responsibility for. And it is a clear signal to Ghanaians that what he posted, there is no evidence to that effect that the committee members have taken money or demand money from any nominee of His Excellency the President. So I believe where we are now, I will only give the opportunity to the ranking member briefly, and then move on to give the opportunity to Oliver Barker-VORMAWOR before us, so that we can listen to his terms of apology. Thank you very much.
Ghana today.
You have something against the man. I'm shocked that he's even saying that.
Chairman. Thank you very much. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. Learned Counsel, I will need you to make certain clarifications, and upon those clarifications, I'm sure we'll be able to put this matter to a peaceful rest. I understood you to mean earlier that you were apologizing on behalf of your client on a post made by him, and then of course you had a disclaimer on another one. This committee, as Roxanne had earlier intimated, is only here to make preliminary determination, which determination would enable the chair of the committee very same to the plenary. Then upon that, Speaker would make a referral to the Privileges Committee. However, before that determination, And I must say that at this point, we are trying to establish a prima facie case to mount that contempt application. However, if the subject is here to say, look, I am sorry, it ends the matter. There will be no need to make any referral. There will be no need to take the matter up at the plenary. So we put it to rest. Having said that, I need you to clarify, as I earlier said. One, you introduced, and Leonard, before I get you to clarify, I need you to take note that certain matters that have already been introduced by you give rise to some inquisition. So in asking you to clarify, I'm giving an opportunity still for you, if you so desire, to put all strenuous matters that were earlier introduced to a peaceful rest, if you so desire. So one, you had said that your client was only a whistleblower, was being a whistleblower. To say your client is a whistleblower, meaning that he's exercising his rights in law, having come across an issue, and as part of his democratic right and to enrich democracy, he has decided to blow the whistle. To blow a whistle must be founded on something. So, Learned Counsel, I would want the first point. Would you want to take away that aspect of your earlier submission to the effect that your client was a whistleblower? Would you want to take that away so that we can deal with? Would you want to withdraw that aspect?
Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, it is the last thing my client will want to withdraw. It is the last thing my client will want to. He's instructed me. I've indicated that as a citizen, either by law or as civic responsibility, he feels obliged to draw attention by any means possible to ills or ill wrongs going on. This is a great institution of state. And my client says that he saw something, he heard other things, he was worried, so he came public. It is the obligation of every citizen, as a citizen, not necessarily by law or the Constitution, to speak out to wrongs. If in the process of articulating that wrong, there's an assumption that he'd erred, he says he's prepared to apologize. It doesn't write off what he said, he saw, or he heard. So, with all due respect, Mr. Chairman, if I may just make a small point, with all due respect.
Mr. Atuata, hold on, sir. Please.
You have to let
Sir, Nana Ato Dazi.
Yes.
Sir, all of us here, we come several generations after you in this enterprise of politics. At the time you served as chief of staff and even completed your tenure as chief of staff, I was still in school. Please. Sometimes the approach can get things out of hand. At this committee level, we have decided that if you are apologizing, then let us resolve the matter here. But sir, with the greatest respect to you, you had indicated that your client was blowing a whistle. I heard you. I wanted to give another opportunity by way of clarity, because in one breath you say you are apologizing for putting out a statement, and you're doing so because you don't have factual basis. And you're doing so because you don't have factual basis to put it out, or that there's no evidence to that claim. Look, if there is nothing to apologize and your client feels strongly about what he has put out, let us then proceed to refer the matter to the Privileges Committee, where he would have his rights in law to come and defend himself, so that we know where we are going. But if you now say that, oh, he is a whistleblower and exercising his constitutional right because he's heard something, he has to say something. Here, whatever that he heard, you and I know that in this country, Adjuata has done B, Amamansa is this. So we say that we are blowing a whistle. Then there will be chaos in the country. So, Leonard, with the greatest respect to you again, I know you are here on the instructions of your client. I'm asking you, would you want to take away that aspect of your submission which you condition on your apology, that he was acting as a whistleblower? Do you want to maintain it? Yes, no. I don't want to keep you. No,
please. We respect. 50 years at the bar. I'm entitled, with all due respect, to appear to understand the processes being here. Now, I was drawing, Mr. Chairman, I've tried severally to draw attention to the fact that we were invited here specifically to under Article 103(6) of the 1992 Constitution and Order 14. That's stated here. This is why we're here. We have not been brought here under Article 124, which is the general realm of contempt against Parliament. Article 124 would have had the right, as the Honorable Minority is saying, to explain everything. Now, I am worried for my client in the sense that this committee, or for that matter, the minority leader, is indicating that what they are doing is a preliminary, stage towards mounting contempt proceedings or a serious matter.
Not necessarily. I don't intend to cut you. What we are, wait, yes. Leonard, yes. I know you've done 50 years at the bar, but your newer generation can always assist you and to freshen your law. So we can always come, because you've trained us well, and we have what it takes to draw attention to some discrepancies in the law. So you've done 50 years. I respect that. But please, pay attention to the proceedings. What we're saying is very simple. We've heard something. The committee has invited you. You have in fact given respect to the committee by appearing. The committee is finding out from you the posts. On this table, you have confirmed one post, you've denied the other. That is fair enough. Second, you are saying that the very post that you accept as coming from you, you apologize unreservedly. What we are saying is that to the extent that at this point you are rendering an apology, the matter dies and we put that matter to a peaceful rest. It doesn't travel beyond this table. However, in view of the fact that the very apology is laced with some conditions, we want to give you an opportunity again to then clarify. Because for me, if you maintain the position that, look, you were acting as a whistleblower and that you acted based on what you heard and you had reason to rely on it, we are both counsels. Reliance, was it reasonable to rely on it? In relying on a fact, would you end up hurting somebody's interest? There is ability tests in law of torts that every student knows. At what point do you rely on a matter? No, let me finish with respect. At what point do you rely on it? The whistleblower law that you refer to, including your right therein, at what point do you invoke those rights? So I am just drawing your attention to all these matters to then invite you back to the earlier point. That are you saying that I am sorry, I shouldn't have posted this, let's end it here? Or you are now saying that you are a whistleblower, you've heard, and that as part of your democratic right, you have to. You, as a former chief of staff, knows all too well the effect of some of these statements on the reputation of the country and its institutions. You've been in government, you've been part of the national security architecture of this country, and you can tell the effect of some of these things on the very democracy that your client says he's exercising his right under. I would want to ask, based on your response to me as a final response, I would then be able to confer with chairman, and then we know what to do. Are we accepting an absolute apology, unconditional apology, to put this matter to a peaceful rest? Is that where we are, counsel? So that we know what we are doing. Are we putting this matter? Chair, relax.
Chairman,
Please, you don't have the floor. Let's let him.
So, Leonard Counsel,
conclude.
Are you here with an unconditional apology on the ownership of the other statement? An absolute one, unconditional. Say so in clear language. Let's leave here. If you feel strongly about some other things that indeed you've heard and you believe that verily same is true and you believe that is your right and you have to express it, say so. Then that one you cannot be apologetic about it when you feel strongly that indeed your source is reliable. Then we can escalate. But as we speak, you are not before a committee holding contempt proceedings. No. We are doing preliminary verification, validation of what has come to us. So I leave the floor to you, guided by what I have just put out. Thank you.
Before you come in,
1 second.
Leonard Counsel, when you raise the issue relating to Act 720, I brought it to the fore that particular law, the Whistleblowers Act, laid down a procedure for a whistleblower to follow. And it is definitely not social media, because action taken at social media has its own implication, and somebody who really wants to act as a whistleblower has a procedure to follow in blowing the whistle for a necessary action to be taken. So I thought the issue relating to being a whistleblower has settled by that statement made by the chair. So I do not want a situation where issues relating to a right under the Whistleblowers Act will then again be a subject matter of discussion. So if he is here to render unqualified apology, then we'll give him the opportunity so to do, so that we can bring this issue to an end.
Well, Mr. Chairman, first of all, let me apologize for my lack of clarity to this committee. Maybe that's what's led to all this. But I did say, right from the word go, that 2 statements were made. The second one, we rejected completely. The first one, we said, yes, we made that post but it gave a certain reason and indicate that if that statement appears or seems to have,
Counsel, with the greatest respect, as we sit here, very respected senior citizens of this country are engaging us. We were initially divided on this matter. Please help your client. It's not a matter of Leonard. We respect you. You know, it's because I'm sure he knows why he chose you. You are a respected counsel. This issue of if, are you rendering an unqualified apology? If not, let's close this matter. Are you apologizing and are you going to pull it down? Let's close this matter, because the speaker is of the view that we should manage this thing, and that is why we are managing. But you cannot continue. We give you the chance, 50 years at the bar, this at the bar. No, Mr. Nana,
I would have protest.
No, you can't protest if you want us to have no, because I've opened the window for us to solve this matter. This is not an NDC MPP matter. No. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman,
Chairman, with the greatest respect, no. We want to solve it, but this is not a matter of 10 years at the bar, 50 years at the bar. We are solving a problem. We have no, please, honorable, respected former chief of staff, respected politician and counsel. We are here to cooperate with you to solve a matter. We've also listened to good counsel. If you realize, both sides have come to a conclusion to solve this matter so that we don't escalate. I repeat, are you rendering an unqualified apology with the understanding from you that you are going to pull down the post? Yes, no. Let's proceed.
Chairman, before we proceed,
on record that the statement that he admitted to be the author is the one that we are asking him to render the unqualified apology. The fact that he said, I am not the author of this particular statement, it is incumbent upon the committee to deal with it regarding whoever is behind the statement. So we are limiting him to the statement that he admitted to be the author. Unless he's ready to provide evidence of what he is saying, let's proceed. You render the apology, and then you just pull the statement down, and then we walk away.
Chairman, and also issue a disclaimer on that one. It's very important because the lawyer can only speak on matters of law. And Mr. Vormawor has all the facts known to him, and in whichever capacity is seated there as a witness or whatever, all the facts.
This must come as an advice to him. After he has rendered the apology, then we advise him that once you said you are not the author of this particular statement, we expect you to really issue a disclaimer. And your disclaimer will even help the committee to take the person on.
No, but we are glad to do it quite.
So, Honorable Counsel, the floor is now being given to your client.
No, unless I'm, Mr. Chairman, I will do response, unless I'm ruled out to speak. But I'm here representing my client, and it's my duty and obligation to ensure that he doesn't run into any challenges which is not entitled to be pushed into. If we want to, what we want to do is to ensure that we don't end up making statements which will appear to incriminate us and violate our right to self-incrimination. I will, in a moment, allow my client to make a response, but our point is that, yes, we made that statement, but we are saying that it was not intended.
Honorable Chief of Staff, are you doubting the integrity of this committee?
No, I don't know where.
So that is why we are giving you our words.
You're very well.
That, why?
Please. Listen, Mr. Obama. Yeah. Be cool.
You have the floor.
Honorable Chairman and members of the Appointments Committee, I am grateful for the opportunity to appear before you to address concerns regarding recent posts on social media and subsequent misreporting or other ones that have been generated which has caused apprehension within the distinguished House. I want to begin by reiterating my utmost respect for the committee and its constitutional role and the job or task it has to vet persons to high office in this country. Yesterday, I watched the proceedings and was eagerly looking forward to the vetting of Dr. Manibuama, a man of enormous integrity and respect. I want to extend my apologies to him that his vetting process became the subject of, in some respects, overshadowed by conversations about an alleged post. I'm grateful that the committee in its wisdom has invited me and, in fact, also allowed the vetting to continue, which allowed Dr. Manibuama to show his grit and integrity. Mr. Chairman, yesterday, the second Deputy Minority Whip and Member of Parliament for Weja, Gbawe, the Honorable Jerry Ahmed Shaib, read a statement which is being referred to as the second statement, which was repeatedly attributed to me. As has been said categorically, those statements were not mine. At no point did I accuse the chair of this committee or members of the NDC for having asked for or to be given money or to submit themselves to oral. It is in fact on record that I've praised the chair of this committee for his leadership of the committee during the ministerial vettings. And these were my comments, sir. May God grant us all the serenity and maturity of Honorable Ahiafo Bernard, for in the face of grave immaturity and tantrums, he retains the dignity, his dignity. To those of you who say he's weak for refusing to engage, I think that he has shown that strength is not loud, it is patient and deliberate. Mr. Chairman, I categorically dissociate myself from the comments attributed to me, I mean from subsequent remarks that have been made by others that I was accusing certain members of this committee for corruption. The misinformation, as I said, was appeared on a Facebook post under one NPP Projects Bureau. In fact, there's evidence that 4 days ago when the post appeared, I commented on it as being fake. The same post found its way into platforms of various lawyers, and repeatedly I disassociated myself from those comments and said that they were fake. We're happy to provide the committee with evidence of same. Unfortunately, I must also address the claim that it is a notorious fact that he's a member of the NDC. In fact, I must say that the victory of the NDC, now everybody says they are NDC members. But this is completely untrue. I have not been a member of the NDC in the past, and it is my hope that my ideology, which has always been stated, I've always voted consistently for the CPP, and I will continue to do so. Mr. Chair, I want to, in fact, provide context and clarity to the posts that have caused consternation before the committee. In fact, when I was making the post, I was referring in many respects, yes, to information that I had, and also in particular to these types of allegations that come up often and that plague this committee and its honorable duty before it. The intent of the post was to invite persons who were reaching out to me in my inbox because of the work I do, that there ought to be a process by which they submit themselves to. Now, in my choice of word, in fact, if you look at the statement that was made, that have been shared with me, you'd see that the post has been edited several times because I'm trying to convey the right tone. Unfortunately, perhaps lacking the gift of the gab, I made the post in a manner that suggests that I was accusing specific members of this committee to this. And Mr. Chair, if you allow me to further draw the committee's attention to the real import of that post and what I was trying to achieve with it.
Please, there is no need reading the statement. We all have copies. So just proceed. Just proceed with your apology.
Mr. Chair, the truth is, despite this, I was in fact working on an article concerning this very issue. And that the context of the post were reflections that I were having in connection with so many issues that I found as part of my research. And if the committee would allow me, I'm able to provide that again, context and clarity. I say unequivocally, Mr. Chair, on Monday evening, I watched the current majority leader on City TV's point of view. He spoke about concerns he and others has raised in the past regarding improper approaches that have been made to the committee. I am aware that an ad hoc committee was set up by the House which found that because it did not provide documentary evidence of improper approaches, he should apologize. Today, he stands elevated among his peers. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Manasseh Azure published a book, The President Ghana Never Got. This was his words in the book.
Please, are you going to render apology? We are not interested in what Manasseh has said in the past. Please. Please.
Mr. Chairman, I crave your indulgence for context and clarity. I crave your indulgence for context and clarity as to why my post. In the book, Mr. Manasseh said, Muntaka never mentioned that the only cash that came to the appointment
Mr. Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR, are you going to do justification or you want to render an apology and we close this meeting?
Mr. Chair, I have no intention to lecture the committee. If the committee resolves that the context of the post is irrelevant to the commission, the question here, I'm happy to proceed as the committee has directed. Now,
proceed as the committee has directed.
Mr. Chair, I am saying here clearly that my post was not intended to disparage members of the committee, and I have not intended to say that members of this committee have received or demanded bribes from various individuals. At no point was my statement intended to communicate same. And for those reasons, I apologize. Mr. Chair, the reason why I have left the post on and not deleted it, in fact, I did contemplate it, was because I saw that the words had been twisted and that it became imperative on me that I maintain the post in its original form. That if I was questioned on it, reference can be made to be able to verify it. This is the reason why it wasn't deleted.
So now that it's been resolved,
would you want to pull it?
Will you want to pull it down?
Mr. Chair, I am happy to. As the conversation has generated, as indicated, and the clarity has been brought to it, I'm happy to.
Sure. You are hereby advised to also do a disclaimer. A disclaimer of what you claim you are not responsible. Then we can pick it up from there.
Most grateful. I reiterate again categorically, and for all intents and purposes, as I have done 4 days ago and continue to do, that I have at no point uttered those words. All I know about the statement that appeared on an MPP Projects Bureau Facebook account. That's it. I don't know the source of it.
Thank you very much. You may now proceed to let us have copies of your disclaimer at the various platforms.
Most grateful, my chair. I'm happy to provide same.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, the apology.
Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. To our friend Oliver, for me, I think what you've done, if you follow it through, it will help all of us, including you. So please proceed as you have said to do the needful. That's all about it. Thank you, Chairman. You may proceed.
Thank you very much. Learned Counsel, your client, having apologized, is hereby discharged.
Very grateful for the patience and tolerance.
Thank you very much for attending upon the committee and clarifying issue.
Yeah.
My hope and the prayer is that the media would equally handle this, to use the word, with equal prominence as how the allegation was handled. Thank you all.
Persons of the appointment committee, which he say he did not do that. I will try, and after that is going over to speak to some of the committees who will try and see if we can get some interview, try and speak to some members of the committee to get some understanding of what they make of all the things that have happened here with Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR ultimately apologizing to the members of the committee for this. Let me talk to Honorable Kwame Gakwe. Honorable, I mean, you've seen what has gone on here. Do you think that, well, first off, what do you make of the process, how things have been handled?
Oh, I mean, I think it went on well. It is good. I mean, you don't crucify people. I mean, you ask. You have to hear from the person. So it is in right direction. There were two posts. He admitted one that he posted it, and the other one he didn't. So the one he have posted and he have a render and unqualified apology, I think that is fair.
But do you think the Parliament of Ghana does itself good when it goes on some of the... There are those who are saying that maybe this entire process wasn't necessary, and that the committee chairman yesterday came and said the committee doesn't take any money from anybody. They did ask nominees. The nominees said they don't see the committee, they don't pay any money. So
no perceptions. When they continue, it's become reality. So you need to clear the air, because Ghanaians now are very vigilant, and then we can't allow this to fly and then actually tarnish the image of Parliament as well as the committee members. I don't think that is right. And then issues of money issues is something President Mahama have actually instituted us from. So in our view, this is fair. The whole world have seen it. Nobody is taking any money from our own colleagues. We are doing due diligence, the work, and the nominees. So that's fair.
Right. Honorable Gakwe, thank you very much. Let me try and see if I can speak to Patrick Boama, a lawyer and also a member of the committee. Honorable,
somebody left his phone.
Yeah. Honorable, okay. Honorable, you've heard this. You've spoken to the Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR has apologized. Yes, we are live on JoyNews. Honorable, what do you make of the apology that has been offered, and ultimately it settled this once and for all?
Well, I think it was an afterthought. He never believed that the committee was going to take the matter up. We will not begrudge him for now. The committee will look into it. He's apologized. His apology has been accepted. It doesn't mean that a member cannot raise it on the floor for the proper referral to be made to the Privileges Committee.
Would you consider that maybe chilling on speech, given the conversation that are having on social media, people venting their spleen on what some of the things that have happened? Do you think that this may chill speech, and that maybe Parliament would not want to be putting out an image that they don't support the citizens sharing what they've heard or what they think?
Well, it's not a case, because if we don't go to the root of this matter, another day somebody else will come up, make a serious allegation against a member of Parliament or any institution of state, and know that, oh, I can just go there, having defamed them, to go and render an apology. We need to stop some of these unnecessary allegations being made against very important people of state and any other person in this country, because reputations are at stake, integrity is at stake, people's images are at stake. Our kids read everything on social media, and your kid will come home and say, oh, Daddy, I saw that your committee, they say you're going to take some money, when indeed you haven't done that. So it's very important that we protect our hard-won reputation.
Well, the last thing before you go, and I know I need to lay this background, it's good for the conversation. You are one of the most consistent members of Parliament. There's absolutely nothing in terms of your reputation. It's just clean and intact. But when it comes to Parliament itself, this is not the first time some of these points have been made regarding appointment committee and alleged allegations of bribery. In fact, the current majority leader has said something of that sort in the past. Manasseh Azura in his book, and that has not been contested by Joe Wise, who used to chair this committee for so many years, and Muntaka Mubarak. They claim that the presidency used to funnel money to the committee, and also, especially for members who are unable to do so. This is something that a chairman of the committee told the journalist, who was published in his book. It has not been recanted, as the book is still in circulation. So it's a perverse claim and allegation that is out there. None of them has ever been made against you, ultimately, obviously, because everyone sees the kind of work you do here on the committee. But that claim is out there, and Parliament itself hasn't dealt with it.
Unfortunately, I don't speak for Honorable Joe Wise. Unfortunately, I don't speak for Honorable Muntaka. But I haven't served on this committee for some time now. Nobody has approached me or offered me anything, because it's very unethical, especially when the person is a member of Parliament, and by virtue of the provisions of the Constitution, he's qualified. That is why people were raising issues about the Greater Accra Regional Minister yesterday. Number two, even if the person is not a member of Parliament, on what grounds are you going to demand something from that person to vet him? How will the person see you out there, speaking well, talking about the goods of the country, representing the country abroad? They say, oh, this person, during my vetting, I went to give him or her money. Come on. Your image will be in tatters, and it's not very good for our country.
Thank you very much, Honorable Patrick Boma. Yeah, Honorable Patrick Boma, Member of Parliament for Kaikwe Central, speaking to me about what has gone on here. There are persons who've raised real concerns about the work of the committee. And you heard me there put to Honorable Patrick Boma some of the issues that have come up, specifically Manasseh Azuriawone's book, where the claim in the book is that the chairman of the committee at the time, Joseph Oseusu, at the time he was also first deputy speaker, and Muntaka Mubarak had confirmed that money did come from the presidency to this committee in line of their duty. It's a conversation that has gone on. It's been made several times, and for those uninitiated, in 2017, the current majority leader, Mahama Yarega, did make the claim that at the time, a nominee, the ministerial nominee for energy, in the person of Boachene Jako, actually did give money to be given to the NDC side of the committee to allow them to give him easy passage on the committee. A special committee was set up for that purpose by the then Speaker, Right Honorable Michael Quay. Mahama Yarega did stand by his comments at a committee that was set up in this very room. He was backed up by Honorable Samuel Okujeto at Blackwell at the time, that it was indeed true that money was given to be given to them. It became such a big razzmatazz in the country, and ultimately it was resolved. Mahama Ayega had to apologize on the floor. He had to give a qualified apology. And I remember exactly what he said. He said, Mr. Speaker, if you say I should apologize, then I will apologize. And then that case just went over. Also recently, there was Honorable Andy Apiakubi, who did also say, in fact, there was a time a very big, large section of the NPP MPs who did say that a businessman did try to influence them at a time when they were making the claim about Ken must go. The special prosecutor ultimately took that matter up. The MPs in question refused to cooperate. So when it comes to allegations of bribery and all this, it's been swelling a little bit around Parliament, but not much of that has been gone into, and these issues have gone on and on. And so, for recap, for those of you just joining us, Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR appeared today with a high-powered legal team led by Nana Atodadzi. Nana Atodadzi used to be the chief of staff to former President Jerry John Rawlings. He led the legal team for Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR. There were two posting questions. One about generally referring to the appointment committee and whether or not they take money from nominees before they vet them. And then there was one that directly referred to NDC members of the committee and the chairman Bernard Ahiafo. Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR categorically denied making the post referring to the chairman and NDC members of the committee. Said he didn't make that. And in fact, there is no quotation as to him making that. It's a news card of an online publication called Ghana Today that claimed that he made that post. He said he did not say that. And then there is a second post which is still live on his Facebook as we speak, which he explains through his lawyer Nana Atodadzi that he only said that by virtue of what he had heard, that certain persons purportedly affiliated to the committee were demanding some of this money from the committee. But ultimately, he's had to apologize and said he did not at any point in time attempt to disparage the committee. The committee has now discharged him, and he has since left, and all these matters have come to an end. The committee has discharged him. Today, they was expected to vet up to 5 nominees. They haven't vetted them. But let me, before you will take it over back to the studio, let me talk to Honorable Victor Kujoga Daudu. He is part of the legal team of the Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR, and ultimately they've come in here and they've done their job. Ultimately, as lawyers, you are satisfied that you've been able to get the committee to drop whatever charges they intended to press against Oliver. That's certainly something you are excited about.
Yes, what can you do for your client? What you do as a lawyer, what you do for your client is to make sure that your client does not get into trouble. What you do is to make sure that damages, you are able to make good things so that your client is protected. I think that the magnanimity of the committee, we appreciated that they took apology unconditional from us, and I think that my clients will know the right choice of words and things that has to be done. I believe that he has a right to do, but make sure that the right choice of words and others, it is very important. So we are happy that, and we are very grateful to the committee, grateful for the nation, senior members, people who were advising, calling us what we should do, and we're managing the situation. I think that we are so grateful to them.
I mean, you saw some of the interaction between Nana Atodadzi, who led the team, Afenyo Markin and the likes. Do you think that the committee handled the entire process pretty well in a way that would lead to a good conclusion?
Oh, yes. I think that Nana Atodadzi, what we were trying to put across is that if we have a right, a constitutional right, it must be exercised. So that was what he was talking about. When you have a right, the Constitution says you can present a client, and he's our client that we have presented him. So he had to speak and say, look, he's protected, he has a right. However, we know he has admitted that the post is from him. So there's no need going into the legalities. I'm sure that is what the ranking was trying to draw our attention, that we should not try to go into the legalities, because the legalities at the end of the day may not inure to both parties. You know, when two people fight, we all get a scar, and it is the prevention. We don't want that scar. That's what. So I'm sure that the leadership has also done very well to see eye to eye with us, and that's why they allowed our apology. And at the end of the day, everything has been brought to successful conclusion.
Thank you very much, Counsel. Victor Kojoga Daudu, part of the legal team for Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR, who appeared before the committee, and ultimately the conclusion is that Oliver apologizes, which he has, and the committee chairman has discharged him, which will mean that this matter is done. We expect that perhaps when the committee presents its report, this may find expression in it. It may be discussed on the floor when all these reports go. But as far as this committee is concerned with Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR, this matter is done, and Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR has apologized. That is the situation from the appointment committee, where today there will be no more vetting because they just set today aside to deal with these matters, and then they'll go back to the floor and then vote on ministerial nominees. We are also going to join them and see how it goes. My name is Kweku Asante, reporting for JoyNews, Parliament House, Accra.
Thank you, Kweku, for that update from Parliament. Well, thankfully, I still have Alhaji Nusaf Hussein with me. He's former ranking member on Parliament's Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee. Thank you so much for staying with us here on the JoyNews channel. Now, we've heard the apology of Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR, but we heard from some members of the committee advance the argument that the apology was an afterthought and he should be made to pay for his sins. Do you agree?
Oh, no, I don't agree. I don't. I know Oliver BARKER-VORMAWor, if he believed what he was saying, and the conviction, he would have stood by it. I mean, this is a person who pushed some government, and when he was accosted, he did not say that he did not see it. He didn't say what he said, or his purported to have said. He stood by it, and then he has to suffer some penalties or inconvenience for it. So I think that because we are in the heat of the time, people can take the post of. And so,
unfortunately, Alhaji, you have to position rightly for me because I seem to be losing you intermittently. Please make that point.
I'm saying that we are in an era where there is AI and people can manipulate or change posts of others on Facebook. And so if there's a post, I mean, and the committee agrees, I mean, with his explanation, then that ends the matter. All goes to show that we are still on a journey to cover whether or not Parliament when they are better committee, then as the better committee, members committee are influenced one way or the other. We are still on the search to determine that.
One would argue that if Parliament fails to crop the whip this time, every other person can decide to disrespect Parliament and just come up before it and apologize. You disagree?
No. If you do so willfully or recklessly, you will have to pay the penalty for it. I mean, you must have real reason and evidence to disparage Parliament in the face of the public. I mean, you cannot do that if you simply have no evidence to back your claim. And people who will recklessly do that will suffer the penalty for it.
Thank you so much for your time here on the JoyNews channel. Now, away from Parliament, if you just tuned in, we are officially giving you updates from Parliament's appointment committee sitting earlier today that indeed activist Oliver BARKER-VORMAWOR has apologized to the committee for the comments he posted on social media. He also went ahead to state that the second comment that has been attributed to him was actually not uttered by him. Now, away from Parliament, the Central Regional Health Directorate is worried about a surge in cholera cases in Cape Coast Municipality as inconsistent water supply continues to affect communities there. Health officials warn that if immediate measures are not taken to resolve the situation, hundreds of residents could be at risk of infection. Dr. Jojo Kobna is Deputy Director of Public Health in the Central Region.
It's one of the contributing factors to water plays a very important role in ensuring hygienic environments. And virtually, cholera thrives in the absence of good hygiene. So in the absence of water, people might not get water to flush their toilet. People might not get water to wash their hands. People might not get water to